Hey everyone, this is Big Benedict, Dead Space 3 Impossible difficulty mode. I did actually participate here in a microtransaction and gave EA $5 of my money. I only paid $40 for this on Amazon.com, and currently I believe it's still $60 in retail stores, so it also came with some free DLC too, so I felt that was justified, and it is kind of lazy, but I just want the guns, and honestly, the crafting system is so convoluted that I've watched the tutorial 2 or 3 times, or not watched it, just read it, and I don't know, you guys, I don't even know how to do it. I'll learn in time, but if I could just give them $5 just to get a couple of guns that I know and love, I'll just use them. But the Seeker Rifle is one of the ones I got in a line gun. I don't even think you can aim in with the Seeker Rifle, which defeats the purpose of it, but maybe you can, I don't know. So we're shooting this infected spot on this tentacle right here, and then you get a checkpoint. It's kind of odd, but you just kill this thing, and then you notice there's a little edit right there. This is the checkpoint. So drag that device down, and then just as we did in the previous chapter, turn this circle halfway, and then that'll spawn the lurker over to the left. If you turn it all the way, then what you have is another tentacle to contend with, plus this lurker. So take this guy out. This is the no, I'm shooting him with the Seeker Rifle. It's just confusing because it's got the sights of the line gun. The Seeker Rifle is the most powerful weapon in the game, but it's also the slowest. But it's not the Seeker Rifle I remember. You can't even. The Seeker Rifle is something that you're supposed to be like very precise aiming, like a scope. Maybe you can. I don't know. I just haven't done enough testing with it. But so this is the second tentacle. I like to stay in here. This is the area where in the previous video I showed you where those two med packs were. Those 2 small med packs. So we took care of that tentacle arm, and now we're going to interact with this thing over here. But be warned, when you lower the device, you're going to get another enemy that spawns. So I'm gonna see I think it's a couple enemies. So I just moved it a little bit, and then okay. See how he jumped out of the window? That's the reason I backed off right there. And then I can back off even more and deal with this tentacle right here. And you got to be on these things. These were in the very first Dead Space. They've been with us all along. Don't get greedy. Just be very precise with your shots because they move around, but they do stop. So if you can just be patient, you can get all your shots to count. So I'm going to stomp this body, see if he's going to give me anything. Doesn't look like he is. And then I'm going to pull this thing down all the way again, and then interact with the circular device. And the reason I don't have any enemies spawning now is because I already lowered that lever. Now I'm turning this, and what you're going to see now is the next thing that occurs here. Namely, those 2 slashers are going to come at me now. That's the reason I'm backing off again. So they're taking their time because they have a lot of distance to cover, and they're really speeding over here quickly. But see, the line gun is pretty effective dealing with these guys. I love that particular situation when they're like they're on the ground, but they're kind of doing like a push-up on the ground. Perfect opportunity to use a line gun and just sever their where their shoulders would be if they're a regular human being. So now I think this is one I already interacted with. I got confused. Now another tentacle reared up. I'm going to fall back, and I believe I have another slasher coming at me. You got to watch out for that. Even if you stasis them and they're close to you, if they're in that attack, they're still going to hit you, even though they're in the process of getting frozen in stasis. So that guy's taken care of. I'm going to stomp him, and then deal with this tentacle. So the tentacles are no threat as long as you are close to them. Pretty much that's how it works. I mean, these things, they don't shoot projectiles at you. The things we're fighting now, they'll only try to slam at you, hit you from a distance. But if you're out of the way, they can't hit you. So, okay, so I triggered that, and now I'm going to have to... Oh, yeah, by the way, the roll is double tapping the L2 button. I think you would probably have iframes during that, but I believe you have iframes. Anyway, I'm using the Seeker Rifle and the line gun. I'm just kind of experimenting with these weapons. And looks like I'm completely out of ammunition, so Or am I? Is that an 8? Looks like I don't know. Is that a 0 or an 8? I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought I was out of ammunition. I thought that 8 was a 0. My bad about that. But the spawn is not over because we're going to have one more enemy chasing me. But I don't believe he comes until we interact with this thing. But the thing is, this guy is pretty close when he spawns. See right here? I probably should have gone the other way because what happened here is he spawned. Yeah, I should have definitely gone back. Just backtracked. Because what happened over here is I got stuck and I couldn't go back any further. And I'm like, why can't I go back any further? It was just because I had gone full circle and smashed at this guy probably too many times. Stomp on him, get some stuff. And that's the end of this section. We get a checkpoint. And then the next thing we're going to be doing is stasising a couple of fans in 0 gravity, and we're just backtracking here. So go down the ladder, and I think I missed a stasis pack over here. I thought I saw one, but there might not be anything in this room. There may be, so always just double check. No, there's nothing there. Now we're going to go through this door and do the stasising of the fans like I mentioned. Okay, so just launch yourself up in the air, and they give you enough stasis to stasis these 2 fans. If you need some more, just head back. If you don't have any, just allow yourself to be killed or press the restart from checkpoint. The reloading times in this game, the loading times when you press restart from checkpoint, it's like the game doesn't even have to load. I love that. It's been that way with Dead Space 2. You can barely even blink your eye, and then you're back. You're just respawned. Anyway, up here I had no ammo, so what I had to do was, I think I had like 1 shot actually, 1 round, so just melee, that's all I had to do here. I could do nothing. I could probably have explored a little bit around the environment and picked up something, but this is just pure brawling right now. And sometimes it'll work for you, like it worked for me here. But whenever an enemy jumps on you though, the only way you can survive is if you have a lot of health. I mean, if you're like halfway... If you've got like less than half, just restart from checkpoint right away, because there's just no way in hell you're going to survive. And we've also got some. What are those guys' names? Like leapers. I think they're called leapers. I did a very extensive annotated guide for Dead Space 2 on hardcore mode, and I had to know all the names of the enemies. This little scenario here, when it comes up. It's kind of like Dead Space Ignition, actually, but that's a horrible, horrible Dead Space game. So just move the 2 thumbsticks from the starting point to the you see where the flashing circles are? Just go there. You have to move the thumbsticks simultaneously. I was trying to figure out what the hell I was supposed to do here, and I have no idea why they even incorporated, but I think it's a little throwback to Dead Space Ignition. The only reason I ever got that game was because it gave me a save file in Dead Space 2 so I could access some secret rooms. But we do have a love triangle going on in this game, and it's pretty melodramatic, but I don't know. I'm not here for the story, I'm here for the gameplay. But it is nice to, pick up where we left off with these characters. So here's some items up here, and you do get a checkpoint over here. We got an artifact right there. This is all sped up footage. Once again, a lot of the times you're just riding in elevators in this game. Okay, what's up ahead? Okay, here's a hard fight right up here. It's not in this room. We've already been in this room. We're just going back the way we came. For some reason, I don't think you can drag artifacts to yourself. I'm not sure why. In case you're wondering also, there's no traditional store in this game. You have to actually make the items. It's not that complicated, actually. I just did it. But anyway, we need to discuss this tough fight up here. We're going to have these leapers in the next room. But I don't want anything to do with these guys. These guys are the hardest enemies in this game, in my opinion, just because they're so fast. And they're so hard to hit. They've got so much HP. There's even darker skin ones in Dead Space 2 and in Dead Space 1. So you're pretty safe in this area. Well, I thought I was safe in this area, but one of the leapers grabbed me right here. And the only reason I survived is, like I said a minute ago, I had a full amount of health. You could tell if the screen's red. This is actually preferable. See how he just takes care of the enemy? That's really nice to just get rid of that enemy. I don't know where that enemy ended up, but if you survive that, the enemy is just taken care of, so you don't have to worry about him, but you do lose. Look how much health I lost, and now I'm in the yellow. So this guy's still lurking around out here. I got a stasis. The line gun works really well on these enemies. Just the way the gun fires. But you do have to, pretty much, those guys have to be stasised. They just have to be. And these guys need to be taken care of too. Pretty much, they're running at you, so you got to stasis them. And sometimes you're just caught in a reload, just in a really bad spot. So it definitely would behoove you to upgrade your reload speed and stuff like that. I'll pretty much leave it up to you guys what you want to upgrade. If you want to follow in my footsteps, I will be telling you what I'm upgrading. But I have enough respect for everybody to not have to, sound patronizing or patronize. What is it? Patronizing? Yeah, that's the word. Oh yeah, here's a room that was locked before. So whenever you're using the waypoint by pressing R3 and it's telling you to go one way and you see another way, go the other way. Go the way that it's not directing you to, because this is a perfect instance of that. Obviously the room is right next to me, but always go the other way, because it'll usually end up in a dead end, because this is a pretty linear game. I mean, it's essentially it is a linear game. It's not open world. I mean, we do have some side quests, but I'm actually not going to be participating in those. But I have really been upgrading weapons and trying to boost my stats in that respect. So that's something that. Oh yeah, here's Ellie, and just like any other red-blooded male, all I'm going to be doing during this sequence is trying to check out her ass. So can't really zoom in too well. So dead ass right there. We actually came across Ellie in the last game, and she got her eye stabbed out by somebody else, and now she has her eye back all of a sudden. I don't know. It's really crazy. And Isaac got his eye stabbed too. It's like their eyes are all fine now. Anyway, so that's Ellie's ass right there. She's hooking up with the other guy, and Isaac's being a little whiner about it. But can't blame him. Dad ass. Okay, what are we doing now? Oh, okay. I did get another suit. I don't think the suits... I think the suits just are different... They don't give you... I'm not giving myself, extreme advantages. I don't think they work the same way as the previous game. They're just different suits, like different skins. But I'm not the authority on it. But I'm pretty sure that just because I switched to this suit here, which is... I think it's called the Survivalist suit. Or... No, it's not called that. It's called like the Sharpshooter suit or something along those lines. But I will be upgrading the suit and giving myself more hit point damage protection. But there is a side quest up here, but like I said, I'm not going to be partaking in it.
Do you guys hear this?
I'm going straight to the... what's it called? I don't remember what the objective is, but I'm going straight to the goal. Okay, yeah, it says explore the Greeley. That's the side quest. I'm not doing that. And the reason I'm not doing that is just because I just want a straight up guide. I don't want to do a bunch of stuff. And I'm speeding this footage up here. You don't have to do any flying. Man, in Dead Space 1, there's a trophy like to get 80% of your hull intact by the meteors. That is like the hardest trophy I think I've ever tried to get. I'll never get it. It's so damn hard. But it's just crazy. I think the trophy is called It's a Star Wars reference or something like that. Anyway, now we're going through this, and I think this will be the end of the video. Almost. We're getting there. So we got some really good items here. I'm going to open this door.